All right, a bit of breaking news just to share with you guys. You can confirm with me if this is real or not, because I've just received this from a person who is working in Etihad. So you can tell me if this is right or wrong. If you're working in Etihad, please let me know if this is right or wrong. This is Etihad Aviation Group, Technical Communication, 17th January 2021. This is what I've received. So I am leaving it to you to decide whether it's true or false. So if anyone works at Etihad, let me know, because this is an email that I received. Okay. Dear team, as we all know, the recovery of the airline industry is still slow. I'm sure that we have been watching the news and seeing countries extend lockdowns, hearing announcements about ongoing entry restrictions, and reading about even more on arrival quarantine periods being implemented. The hard reality is that despite all hopes, our industry is simply not recovering enough, and we will continue to be a smaller airline for some time. It's not some time, a long time. Okay. In fact, as per my feedback that I've received, Etihad is going to shrink and become a very small carrier. It's going to focus on a very niche kind of area because, they have been hemorrhaging billions. You can do your research and find out. I know that we have been paying close attention to our network, our load factors, the type of aircrafts we are flying, and the future forecasts. Based on all these factors, it has become clear that we have no choice but to further reduce our workforce. This is something that I truly wish was avoidable. However, we have tried a variety of other options to keep our business strong, and they aren't enough. Our current workforce is simply too large for our business. Basically, there is no business. So it's not too large or whatever, there is no business. Based on questions I've been receiving, I know some of you have anticipated that this would need to happen. And I felt it was important to share the news with all of you now that it is clear what changes must be made. And that is termination of expatriates first, and then, yes, even Emirati locals, because I know a couple of Emirati locals who have sent me their resumes for rebranding. Okay. Over the next 24 hours, we'll directly contact all impacted parties. That means employees, vendors, suppliers, whomsoever. The sad fact is the employees are going to be informed via email or text. And they will just come, they'll be asked to come to the office to collect their payments, gratuity, whatever, It's a really sad process because the way it's being done is pretty inhumane. But, the fact of the matter is there are too many people to bring all together at once. And this has been happening even with Emirates Airlines. It was just SMS or emails or text, and they had to just come, collect their stuff and leave. And so many people took videos, they shared it with me, and, they even have put it online. So you can just check it out. But many of them, because they were afraid and because of the laws of the country, they removed the videos, and they've been warned strictly by the management that if any one of them uploads a video and, they have their ways of how to identify who the person is, they will be in serious trouble. Some of them can even be sued. Some of them can even be jailed. So nobody wants to take the risk of sharing such videos. Okay, what they say is, effective immediately, those impacted will be emailed an official notice. See, I told you email. An official notice related to their Etihad employment. So no face-to-face meeting, just an email. You're terminated. Thank you very much. And goodbye. Those impacted can choose to either a drop-in center where they'll be offered a face-to-face meeting so they can ask personal questions related to things such as visas, repatriation, education, and pay. The people who are there in these centers who do the answering the questions, they are just employees and they'll just follow instructions. They'll just repeat whatever was told to them. And if they don't know something, they say, we'll get back to you and, we will forward your concerns to the concerned parties, whatever. So there's nothing, it's nothing they can do. It's only, thank you very much. And that's about it. So nothing's going to happen there. This is incredibly stressful time, and some of you may feel overwhelmed with this news. Yes, obviously they'll feel overwhelmed because They'll have to leave the country. They'll have to find another job if they have to stay in the country. They'll have to pay their loans and credit cards, or this they'll be jailed. They'll be going back home, and there's nothing back home. With the COVID situation, nobody's going to get a job. So, obviously they'll be under tremendous stress. And this is the problem of being in a country that treats you as an expat, even with all the glamour, the blitz, the glitz, or whatever. End of the day, you're a nothing and nobody without a job. See, this is the major drawback of being in the Middle East. It's you are defined by the job that you have. You are defined by the visa that you have. If you don't have this, you'll be thrown out. Okay. This is incredibly stressful. Okay. If you do feel overwhelmed, please reach out to your line manager. For what? Is he going to hug you, kiss you, take care of you, mother you and tell you, don't worry? It's all fuck all. I mean, if you lose your job, you can cry. You can, people in Emirates Airlines, when they lost their jobs, they were literally, some of them broke down, some of them cried. Some even caught the manager's feet and said, please, don't do, I have nothing else to fall back on. So people are afraid because they're scared. They have not been through all this. Many people had their pride, their ego, their identity. Oh, I work for Emirates. When I was young in my 20s, if anyone said that I work for Emirates, just like Emirates, and their nose would be up, I'm Emirates. And why do you think these cabin crew and these, these young cabin crew and all that, Emirates Airlines, I work for Emirates. It was a matter of pride for them. And obviously because they were young and they kept their figure and they looked attractive, especially cabin crew, they had their Instagram followers, they had their YouTube. And see, the thing about UAE is, at least in the Middle East, they would offer free alcohol, free booze. So they are treated like celebrities. And when they would go to these places for traveling, they would stay in VIP hotels, 5-star hotels, great accommodation. And some of these females who are very attractive working in 5-star or first class or business class, these rich clientele and all that, they would make passes at them and they would want to meet them. In fact, I even know pilots who would, take the services of this cabin crew for cash, for money. And everyone knew this. Many cabin crew even resorted to sex, to earn more money. And it was a very straightforward, because you're talking of consenting adults, so they didn't mind it. I personally know cabin crew who have taken money for sex, who, very openly they say, I don't mind coming out with you, but, I have my expenses. And indirectly, what does it mean? So some of them had sugar daddies, some of them had, okay, you pay my bills, you take care of my expenses, I don't mind coming. So many of them resorted to this. And now many of these cabin crew are resorting to, who are no longer in UAE because they can't be in UAE and do all this. They are going to, what is that, fans only or something like that, fans only. And I've seen some of them. It's purely sex videos. For the girls who are still in UAE, some of them have even resorted to being call girls, and some of them have resorted to being hostesses. They call these terms hostesses and all that. That is why for these yacht parties and all that, where they advertise for models or hostesses, it's nothing but offering these services. And, I don't have anything against them. It's, there is a supply, there is a demand. You're providing a service, there is a buyer. You need to do whatever it takes to survive. So I'm not going to act like holier than thou and, oh, you're so dirty and all that. No, you're an adult. You know what the fuck you want to do. So you're doing it. But to survive, people have to do this. But the problem with these cabin crew or the problem with these airlines, they have been accustomed to such a hi-fi lifestyle, to such a glamorous way of living, 5-star hotels, 5-star food, traveling. They cannot bear to go lower than that, In fact, some of them, you'd not believe, they are asking $10,000, $8,000, $7,000 for what? I mean, you are just serving tea, coffee, and safety stuff. And when you try to translate airline work, into the real world, people will laugh. Nobody gives a fuck. And the biggest thing is, there are many sexual predators on LinkedIn who are offering great opportunities for cabin crew and great future. Be careful of such people. They are sexual predators and they are zeroing down on people who are desperate. Okay, so just be careful of that. Especially if you get a job that's too good to be true, be careful of this. Okay, I do not want anyone to feel alone or unsupported. Shut the fuck up. Don't want it. Just offer them cash. Okay, well, I don't want anyone to feel alone or unsupported. What, are you going to hug them and rub them at the back and tell them, oh, I'm your mommy, I'm your daddy? Come on, man. Okay, this coming period will be tough as we say goodbye to people. In other words, I'm going to, terminate all of you. We have worked side by side and we have contributed greatly to our business. Let's all continue to support each other and remember to stay safe. In other words, I don't hate on Etihad. I don't hate on this because it's a very straightforward deal. Okay, when you work, you're useful, you get paid money. When there's no business, when you're of no use, goodbye, fuck off. So all these, what do you say, Desi day or traditional day or casual day or family or celebrate birthday parties, get together, that's all fuck all. Okay, in the corporate world, nobody gives a fuck about you. So that is why when they say, oh, let's meet together as a family, as friends, as values and corporate values, family values, that's all shit. Okay, and regards. The person's name is given. I don't want to take SVP of Technical Department. And below disclaimer, this email contains confidential information which got leaked. And it's intended for employees of Etihad Aviation Group only. Well, now it's part of the group. So anyone, you can let me know if this is true or false. I've received this. And I can only tell you this, that Etihad is doing what Etihad has to do. It's a corporate world. It's survival of the fittest. UAE has to do what UAE has to do in order to survive. The sad fact is, it is the middle class families that will suffer. And I don't have any hatred towards anyone. But I'll just tell you that I told you that 2021 is going to be even worse. And that's actually happening. Okay, one last thing. I'm going to start on my normal videos after next month, Feb onwards. For now, I've taken a break, which I've told you. I just want to share this breaking news. So let me know your thoughts. If you think I'm right or wrong, or do you think this is just another, fake news, like people say, fake news. Loy keeps sharing fake news. So I leave it to you to decide if this is true or false. And please do share your comments. And this is me signing off. You guys take care.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.